All right, apparently we're on. So, welcome to my stream. And today we are September 26, 2018. I'll fix the camera. Maybe some people will dare joining this just chat thing on Twitch here. Holy crap, what's with the zoom? Let's play with the camera for just a bit, fix that. Meanwhile, people may be joining in. Uh, I'll fix the camera right away. Yeah, right, thank you. Supposed to be using right light now. I'm gonna play with the zoom. There we go. All right, so I guess I'll be talking to myself until some people dare to join in and yeah, give me a shout if you're there. All right, apparently I am not sharing screen at this moment, but that's great. That's what I want. I will take a moment to go to the US Security and Exchange Commission. All right, so two people are already in. Thank you very much. Have a good evening. My name is Jeff, or I'm known as Jeff publicly. I am Canadian, and today's my birthday, and I wish to not receive a gift, but to give it back. So if you dare to say hi in the chat, I'll say hi to you. I can either type or speak, and I'll start this because the stream just started. I'll start this stream by sharing my screen. So, and I'll move the window so I know if anyone wants to chat. All right, here we go. I'll move my face out of the way because what I want to share is on a website. So I will do that right away. Move my face out. I will share my screen, I guess. This is it. It's working fine. So, uh, here is the US Security and Exchange Commission website. I'm going to click right here at the top, click on company filling or filing. In the company's name, I'll type Canada. Here's my gift to you, Canadian, fellow Canadian, which are going to listen to that or never listen to that. Here's the first filing. Goes under Canada as foreign government. That's exactly what it is. It's a foreign government. It's actually a company, as it says here. We're going to click on it. I'm going to prove that to you right away. Get out so there will be no one to contest or to contest. What I'm saying, I'm going to click on the report, which was published today, or actually not, the 26th of June. Sorry. All right, so it was published a few months back, but I'm going to still click on it so you can see. All right, annual report of Canada, name of the registrant, and this is to say that, yeah, Canada is a private corporation. Their headquarters is located 501 Pennsylvania Avenue in Washington, D.C. So, yeah, if people dare to look at it and accept the truth, the boss of Canada is this guy here, Dan Cal Off, the Consulate General of Canada. He is located 1251 Avenue of the America, New York, New York, which is near Rockefeller Plaza, where the national state of Quebec, independent of Canada, is located as well. So you doubt it. Here it is. This is Canada. This is the annual report. You can read all about it on the second page here. This report called EX-99.C.8. This is your this is your private corporation. You see all the bond that they've got that comes from the consolidated I hope I pronounced this right. I am a French background. Consolidated Revenue Fund of Canada. But yeah, they're a private corporation. since the coup d'etat of 1968. So that's 50 year this year that this country was officially disbanded and turned into a private corporation, which since then have sold you all, you, your children, your house, everything belongs to them apparently. So here it is. I am not too happy about it, but this is my gift today to this country, so we can all realize what happened, stop the lies that we have been served. The lie is big. We are apparently a constitutional monarchy based on the Constitution of 1867, but that's just a lie. So here we are. I'm gonna put my face back, and if you happen to be watching this, there's two people right now watching it, not that one. Where's my face in there? Oh, here. Here I am, moving myself back into view. So, and if you doubt on who I am, because normally I would be streaming video game on this channel, but not tonight. Matter are too important for me to play games right now. All right, so I used to work for the federal government, and I was serving as a military. When I did that, my former unit is HMCS Regina, which is a warship, a frigate class, ASW frigate class. I've served in Esquimalt, which is near Victoria in British Columbia, Vancouver Island. And I've discovered all of this after my military service when I was forced out on a medical discharge, honorable, by the way. Um, and the reason I'm giving it back to you is because over the last 10 years since I retired in 2010, the people of Canada, as even though they don't know about it, they have provided for my life. So thank you very much for the check that you're sending me every month from the fund that you've just seen, and so I can prove to you. Here's the envelope that I've received today. Government of Canada. You see my name, you see my address here. Maybe I should hide that part, but I don't give a fuck because it's a postal office address. You know at least in which village I am living here in the Northern Rockies. I don't care about that. If you have anything to say to me, you can either say it in there or send your killer after me. I don't give a fuck. I know you're able to do that. I know to what extent it can be dangerous to speak about the truth, but once again, I don't give a fuck. Even if I'm in a minority of one, it is the truth. If the truth doesn't, you know, fit your needs or fit your wanting or fit your opinion, I don't care. It's still the truth. You're walking on the train track and the train has already passed over you. I'm not going to stop in any way, shape, or form. And just to prove this, on Friday, this upcoming Friday, September 28th, 2018, we are going to start filling warrant of arrest. Just like in the United States, the rumor are growing stronger about mass arrest of traitor from their constitution. We know the name: Bush, Clinton, Obama. There's a bunch of them. They're on or they will eventually be arrested for treason. Um, we've already done our own grand jury and due diligence in matter of justice. That was in 2015. If you want to check it out, it's available on www.canadagrandjury.ca. You may need Google to translate for you because by now you know I'm a Frenchie. I'm doing an effort to speak in English. Well, actually, it's not really an effort, but I'm not hiding my French background. Everything was done in French for justice. 23 courageous citizens sat down together. They've used their power of self-government and judgment to reach a decision. And they've given me the mandate to lead an inquiry, a criminal inquiry about what's going on in Canada, and I've done so over the last almost 3 years now, because the grand jury reaches decision on the 17th of October 2015. So we're almost celebrating 3 years of grand jury. No one has contested our grand jury. Some have laughed about it, but I know truth always go through three stages. First, it is violently opposed. Second, it is ridicule, sorry. And thirdly, it is accepted as fact. So it is a fact. We've made a grand jury. We've had a decision. I was named prosecutor after that grand jury, even though I was yelling at these 23 people, and everything is duly recorded on my YouTube channel. It was done in French, so that's why I'm not really sharing with it, because I'm doing this stream in English. And right now our inquiry is closed, but some people still need to answer from themselves, and so that's why the warrant for arrest are gonna start this Friday. I've had enough of the joke that I hijacked the nation formerly known as Canada, and plus there's a bunch of traitor and rebels, yeah, that we need to take care of. The list is getting longer every day about the dangerous delinquent to be controlled. I've just added today 4 new names on it, so our website was put up to date. So remember that website name is canadagrandjury.ca. You can check it out. Don't forget it may appear in French, so ask your friend Google, which is not your friend, to translate. He's done pretty much a good job. Uh, Google say do no evil, but that does not include them. But in this matter, they've done a great job for us. Um, So thank you, Google, and thank you, YouTube and Twitch, to allow me to address this issue in public. Like I said, everything was notarized, and so I'm not about to start lying to you. We've went so far after this prosecution as to realize that they uncrown our former queen, which is Elizabeth II, and the throne was empty, and so the last part of this grand jury was to actually make a claim of right, which was not opposed in itself. And what did we claim with that claim of right? We claimed the Crown of Canada. So much so it was notarized as well, was published in a newspaper. The claim was made in a town hall in 2017, sorry, March of 2017. And July 1st of March, no, sorry, July 1st of 2017, we went to Ottawa, not to celebrate Canada Day since this nation was hijacked and disbanded, but to claim it back and well, we couldn't access the throne because it's held hostage in the Senate room and in the Parliament building, West Wing of the Parliament. But we did crown the Queen, straight on the King, sorry. After that claim, we've written to Westminster. We've received answer from them that they would not interfere in what's going on in Canada. And the reason is simple, is because before they officially uncrowned the former queen, so Elizabeth II, from her crown of Canada, she was already uncrowned. The story goes very deep. Her real name, if you don't know, is Mary Alexandra Elizabeth Windsor Saxe Gotha. That's what figures on her birth certificate. And she is of German descent. She is not British. She has no right to the throne or the crown of Canada. I don't care about the throne or the crown of the United Kingdom. I do not live there. I do not intend to go there and crown her back. We've named our own sovereign. He is Canadian. His name is Denis Premier, so Denis the First. Once again, everything was done in French. The poor guy does not speak a word of English. I am, by my own, his privy counsel. That's why I'm speaking to you now. And he is not too happy about the situation. I am not either. As an ex-military, I really believe, and also it's proved by fact, my belief does not really matter. My opinion does not really matter on that subject. But I'm convinced that I've been fooled from the day that I was born, since the coup d'etat happened in 1968. The main guilty party of that issue is the Quebec Bar Association. They had their puppets in place in Ottawa in 1982. Pierre Elliott Trudeau, everyone knows this name. He's a traitor to the nation. He's a traitor to the Constitution. He's a member, or he was before they killed him. Or anyway, did they kill him? I don't know. But I have no proof about that. But what I can prove is that he's a traitor, and him and his little clique, including Brian Mulroney and all the people who've sat in office, they have all lied to you. They have all spit on the Constitution and on the people. This is completely unacceptable. They will need to answer for their act, and this is now. So starting this Friday, we're issuing warrant of arrest for the criminal that we have, either national, international, or simply in rebellion. They're gonna have a bad wake up next week, but the fact is that they already know that this is about to happen, because the website I've noticed, I've told you about, we have the list of their name. It's public. Everything was done publicly. I will never hide. There's no point. My own interest is to just grab the check and shut my mouth. That's my interest, but that does not include the people of Canada, so that's why I am not going to do that. When I became a military, I have sweared to defend you people. Actually, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna take a moment. I'm gonna get my military oath for you. I'm gonna read it out loud. And before I do that, let me tell you that I have not stopped, because I have been released from the military on a medical honorable discharge, and that I'll fight for freedom until the day that I die. It is the only reason valid to die for, freedom. And if I am being paid to be alive, and I know other people which are, this is good for me. It is good for you. And this is what I would like to share with you. So I'll go get my military oath, read it out loud, and I'll be right back. All right, sorry for the delay, and sorry also to for the noise. I tripped in the wire, so so yeah, the headset dropped on the floor. So I'll show it to you. There may be a little bit of lights in it. You may not see it clearly because it's behind a glass. This is me, my full name, Canadian Forces, solemn affirmation. So yeah, this is my oath to you. I will read it out loud. Do solemnly affirm that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II, Queen of Canada, her heir and successor according to law. So that's why we have now a successor. And when I was in the military between 2004 and 2008, by the way, I'd like to welcome you on board. I was a sailor, so yeah, I can pretty much speak in terms of Navy. One day I've decided that I would not be afraid of anything anymore, and that was the day that I became military. And actually, this is not the full oath. I need to go and get the other one. But yeah, I'll be serving for freedom until the day that I die. Um, you want picture of me? Feel free to take a screenshot. I can probably lower the light source. I notice now that the right light technology of Logitech is not totally great. But yeah, if you bear with me for a moment, I'll go get the next certificate. That's not really what I wanted to read, but that's my oath to prove that Canada is a kingdom and that we've been hijacked. The declaration in itself is not really valid, even though I signed it. I didn't knew at that time I was fraud or I was lied to, just like every last one of the 36 million uh, citizen that lives in this country or this former country. Yeah, I want to go get the other one. Stand by. Yeah, well, you look like you can't protect shit. I can probably not without a warship. That's a fact. I would not have been a good candidate for the infantry or any real combat section. There's too many ways to die in the infantry. You're in Cape Breton. I know some people around there, so thank you very much from the East Coast. I am happy to welcome you. It's fairly late on the East Coast there. I'm on the West Coast. I am broadcasting from the Rockies, way north of British Columbia. So I'll read that out loud to you, what I've swear to you, and in which, I will not back down on what's written here. Um, so it says that I have been selected to enroll in the Canadian Forces as a non-com member, and in making the formal commitment to serve Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II, Queen of Canada, her heir and successor as a member of the Canadian Forces, he sworn to protect Canada and defend Canadian interests and value at home and abroad. In joining the Canadian Forces, you promise that you will demonstrate the quality of integrity, loyalty, courage, honesty, fairness and responsibility, putting service before self and personifying the attribute expected by the citizen of Canada who you represent and who hereby put their trust in you. So yeah, thank you very much for putting your trust in me, even though you may not have known me personally, you've done that. I am a representative of Canada abroad, well, when I was a military. Um, but I'm not going to stop those four quality, one, two, three, four, five, six quality that are listed there that I've just read it to you. I am standing by them. I am not joking around with courage or honesty. To me, the truth is the utmost valuable thing. There is nothing else but the truth. I do not need to swear that I will tell the truth. The truth defends itself. I have nothing to do but shout it out loud. And over the course of the last 5 years that I've led this, let's call it battle, since I am of military background, um, everybody that stepped before me was totally crushed uh, because I happen to know the art of war backward and forward. And this is the book that has worked for over 2,500 years for anyone who wanted to wage war. And if you stick by the 12 rules that are into it, you can let loose. Sun Tzu was right back then. It's still applied today in commerce very much. Anyone who wants to be successful in commerce may read the Art of War. But on the other hand, if you live onto this planet and you don't understand that there is a war, a global war that has been going on for a long time, well, you've already lost. That is the first thing to understand. And that also humanity has done only that for only 2000 years, wage war. We are absolutely awesome at war. We've put into that business all our best industry, all our best engineer. We've even sacrificed all of our best young men into that insanity that is war. It needs to stop. It doesn't work. It never did. All it creates is chaos and destruction. What we need now is to sit down all together, stop the insanity, and the lie is very, very deep. It starts with money, uh, because it has no value whatsoever. It's printed by private corporation. Uh, we need to take it back. That it is as simple as that. Canada was a very rich nation. We had a strong constitution, but then we got hijacked. And the reason being, the major reason why they've done that is the Bank of Canada, which was allowed by the constitution. By the way, it's the only public bank in the world. Commerce Group and constitutional lawyer Rocco Galati from Toronto took upon that battle, and they were forbidden to have their case to move in front of the Supreme Court, just like us. When we went there in front of the Supreme Court, because they're too afraid that any constitutional debate will prove to the people that for the past 50 years, well, you have no saying. So, yeah, the so-called government right now is completely illegal. It's a criminal organization. Um, and they need to go out so we can finally put on some real election, put some people in there that are not part of a private conspiracy, and it's not a theory. Just like I've shown you, if you just joined this stream, I'll share my screen again. I'll just move my ugly face out of the way and show it back to you, that it is a private corporation. You can actually see it right here, Canada. Here's our company filing number, business address, Canadian Embassy, 501 Pennsylvania Avenue Northwest, Washington, D.C. Um, and you even got their phone number there if you want to call them and give them a bunch of shit. Say, what have you done? Hijack my nation, you out there? Well, they're a corporation anyway, so yeah, just to make sure we understand each other, even the police has no legal status. They have no background. They have nothing to stand on. They're a bunch of freaking fucking idiots, if you ask me, that needs to go out in a hurry. Of course, I cannot kick the ass of 25,000 or odd something RCMP member. Um, just like me, they have the same certificate with a different drawing on it. Instead of the Triforce, they have their own logo. But yeah, they were fooled and they still want that paycheck. So they're gonna keep on fooling everyone, including themselves. But that's what I stopped swallowing, the lies. That's when, and I've placed over the course of the last 2 years the blocks in place so we can take it back. If you don't like what I have to say, I really don't care. It is, once again, the truth. If you want to ignore that you're walking on the train track, well, it's just too bad for you. I'm the train driver, and I've already went by you. So you can look for your pieces behind my train. Since I have the fastest train on the land, well, you may want to jump it to a second train, but as soon as you're gonna get near my back, you're gonna get a red signal, and it is time for you to realize that if you don't want to understand, you're part of the group which has done that, which has fuck you all, and they will come for your house. They will come for your children. It's already started. I've seen so many people losing their house, losing their family, being stolen from their money. It is unacceptable that Canada has to give 9 billion, that's a chunk, to a rebellious province or former province called Quebec, and to the Bar Association to keep on stealing people's house, to provide with more cops on every street corner, because that's where, if you've never been to Quebec, I was there for a long time. I've left in a hurry. I was happy to leave without turning back, but there's a cop on every corner. They will harass you. They will charge you with anything. They will come to court. They will lie. They are allowed to lie in service. They are no police. That's the first lie. There is former provincial police corps, which was known as Police Provinciale back in the day, which is now known as Sûreté du Québec. They are no police. They are paramilitary, just like the RCMP. And if you don't trust me, you can go and check out RCMP status on justice.gc.ca, and you will find out that their pension plan is the exact same plan I am on as a military retired. Once again, I am not in active service in any way, shape, or form, and I trust that if there's ever a general mobilization, that they will not send DMP to mobilize me. They already know very well my name. I stand just to prove it. I stand on. That's very funny, but it's not actually funny. I stand. My name is on the free man on the land list. How can that be? I've sworn allegiance to a constitutional monarchy, to the crown. How can I be on a free man list? That's completely insane. It's because the only reason I figure there is because they don't know what to do with me, and they know that if they come for me, I'll just arrest them. I've had enough. And to prove all of this, last year I was under threat and duress. I needed to go back to Quebec for a criminal trial, and I outward straightforward from the beginning. I said to them, "I'm not a participant in your fraud because you're threatening me. I am here, so I'll speak. I'll play." And that fake judge from Quebec, she confirmed to me that yeah, I was there under threat and duress. That's the first thing, and I kept on going. I said I'm gonna arrest every freaking last traitor of you if you go against the Constitution. They tried. I checked them. They stopped, and in the end, they realized that they have accused a false person. They invented me a name under which I was forced to go and represent. So I have never been found guilty under the name that I've shown you. Uh, but the name they invented for me, it's really funny. I told them out loud, this is not my name. I've showed them this certificate I just showed you. They kept on going as if I was not there. And in the end, so yeah, they found guilty that whoever that was that they've accused, I was still there. And it was funny. I felt like I was a lawyer, but I am not lawyer. I cannot represent other people. I cannot give legal advice, and there's no intention from me doing that. My intention is to take this country back lawfully, peacefully, uh, with dignity, with understanding that if you don't like my face or my message, I don't give a fuck. It is the truth, and I am only the messenger. You can kill me all you want, it ain't gonna take the facts away. My opinion does not really matter. Actually, it doesn't matter at all. What I wish, what I want, it's not the point here. Because my real wish is, yeah, for you to know the truth, not to follow me as a leader. I am not your leader. I am a military. I'm here to wage war. That's where my experience is. I am not good at being a diplomat. I am certainly not good to lead other people in peace. I was formed as a soldier. The only purpose that we have is to kill people. I will never die for my country. I'll make other idiot die for theirs. That's the way we go. So I can live to fight another day. And I'm really disappointed at the lie that is being served by the media, the mainstream media. I'm also disappointed that I'm the one little Frenchy, little nerdy with glasses who has to shout out loud to the people of this country what happened. It is fairly easy for anyone to understand that the Constitution was not signed not only in 82 but twice after that in Meach and Charlottetown. Once again, the reason being the Quebec Bar Association. Mulroney was a lawyer. Chrétien was a lawyer, so he got a reward of being prime minister for his crimes. His name figures on the delinquent or dangerous delinquent to be controlled with many other. You can once again, if you just joined that stream, thank you very much. Thank you for your patience. I really hope you're Canadian and that you can understand that, even though the country was disbanded. I'll show once again my screen now. So take off my ugly face. And so can I actually put that bigger so you can check it out? So here's the business address for Canada. And if you're not happy, you can just call them, give them shit. I don't care. Tell them that you're calling on my behalf. They already, like I said earlier, know my name. So yeah, if you just joined this chat, you may find this totally unreal, totally unbelievable. I've said it once, I'm gonna repeat twice, 3 times, I don't care. I don't give a fuck, it's the truth. And you don't like the truth, you are free to take it elsewhere, especially to the people who fooled you all. But if you'd like to get that nation back, that nation of yours, that country back, and stop the private interest that is fucking you every day, well, just realize what happened. Speak to the people around you, your neighbor, your family, especially your children. Because I know I don't have any children. I will never ever think about giving birth, or I'm not going to give birth, but my girlfriend can, to children because I don't want to apologize to them that I got myself fooled for so long. But I can look at other people's children, and even if I can't not talk to them because they are children, I can stand strong in front of them because I have acted. It is indeed dangerous for me as an individual, but like I said a little bit earlier, I stopped being afraid when I signed this paper that I've shown you here, the military certificate. I was expecting in some way to die in service of Canada. Unfortunately, I was just hurt, and but today, more than ever, more than when I was a military, I am at any moment expecting either the RCMP to come and grab me, or even worse, they can send a bunch of idiot who knows nothing, will take $1,000 to come and pass me over. But I don't care. I really don't care. I'm not going to live one more day in the world of lies, and that's what's my gift is to you. You may not like what I have to give, but once again, it's the truth. You can laugh, you can fight me all you want. In the end, facts are fact. I have nothing to do with it. So I welcome you to not only my stream, but to take it back with me. If you do nothing, you'll get nothing. You reap what you sow. That's what the farmer knows. They've known that since the night of time, the beginning of time, if you'd like. And if you sow nothing, well, you'll reap nothing. If you let them kill me without a word, when they'll come for you, I will not be there anymore to put my body in front of you. But the fact is that you don't need me now that I'm sharing the truth with you. You need to stop being scared. Like I was about to say a moment ago, in over 5 years of taking that straight into their face, I'm still pretty much alive. They have not burned my house. They have not blown my car um, yet. And they're a bunch of cowards if they do that because they live in a lie. And in the end, the lie will take them. It will not spare them. There will be no safety in number in any way, shape, or form. Um, when you have only lies to defend, well, you can yell at me all you want that you're in front of my castle with your catapult and your 1 million people army. I look at you and I see that you're naked and alone. So, lie all you want, shout it out loud, use a bullhorn. I don't care. You're in the wrong, I'm in the right. I really don't like it, but being in a minority of one will not stop me. Besides, I'm not at all in a minority. There's lots of people who realize stuff are not working right. I think of the Winnipeg Alternative Media and Todd there. I think about Freedom Free for All, which are located in Victoria. I think about people like Dean Clifford, which was the one of the first free men on the land. I think about Robert Minard, used to live in Vancouver. I know where he is now. Poor him. You've made a wrong choice, Mr. Minar, if you still are where I know you are, because I ran out of there in a hurry, but you ran out of here in a hurry because the Vancouver police was taking on you. You may have chosen to stay where you were because you picked on them and you won the fight. But I understand what you've done. But the matter of the fact is now I live in British Columbia. I'll take on them happily. I can't wait for anyone to come after me for defamation or anything else. I don't care because all the courts are illegal, all the condemnation are illegal, all the acts that were done in Canada since 1968 are indeed illegal. Quebec is truly not a part of Canada in any way, shape, or form. Not only they have not signed the Constitution, they do nothing close to what's written in it. So that's the definition of traitors. And no matter what, traders only have one fate. You can search it. It's historical. I have nothing to do with what happened to the past trader. And let me remember you that they have the same problem, or remind you, sorry, that they have the same problem in the United States. Their country was disbanded in 1913 by the Banking Act. The constitution there was teared apart. They have no republic. They have the fascist corporation of the United States. It is also highly illegal. Beside, Washington, D.C. is not even a part of the United States, not a part of Maryland nor Virginia. It's a city state outside of any rule but the private cartel of seven bank, including Citibank, JP Morgan Chase, and a bunch of other. And now that we, the citizen, and people like me and others, because I'm not alone at all in this. That's I said earlier there's no safety in number, but that's probably what's saving me because other people know the same thing that I know. Uh, but those seven banks, they're all guilty. They're speeding up in their overtake of the world because all this story they have not invented, they've inherited it. It comes from the city of London, which is another city state within the heart of the township of London, which is the capital city of Great Britain. Uh, it is a micro country outside of the law of the United Kingdom. They are the real guilty party, the financier there. They're mainly personified by the Rothschild cartel and the Rockefeller and the alike people like the Dupont and these families. But the matter of the fact is that there's someone else behind the string puller or the puppet master, if you prefer. Uh, they are known as well. We're coming down on you, and if you don't trust us, well, there's 7 billion of us, and there's about 13 of you. So I am done with the circus. The clown are not funny anymore. Plus, you've run out of costume and makeup, and we're gonna put an end to that circus of yours. Someone has made comment. I'm gonna take a moment to read them. Can you? So someone called Bernie Gers. It is his birthday. Well, if it is you, I salute you. Happy birthday. To everyone that was born on September 26th. And I hope you like my gift. If you don't, it is still there for you to grab. Um, and once again, if you don't like my saying or my word, go and research for yourself. You'll find that this is the truth, no matter uncomfortable it is. Oh yeah, and I was about to state someone else from the, well, let's call it I guess let's call it the Truth Movement. Let me just get his name. Um, Actually, I don't need YouTube. It is James Corbett from the Corbett Report. He lives in Japan. He's a former Canadian. He's been living there for years and years and years. And he's been shouting out loud. Other people that have said the truth for years that I've very high degree of respect for is Mr. Max Egan from the crowhouse.com. He's from Australia. Um, you don't trust me? Go and listen to these guys. They're gonna tell you the same exact thing that I'm telling you. There's been a worldwide lie for well for century now, and it is up to us, the people, to stop it because the clown don't realize that they're naked. They ran out of makeup and costume. Uh, and I don't think they will realize that we'll go over their body. You cannot, well, I guess you can ignore the truth to some extent. You can lie to yourself, but people like me have had enough. There's a lots of job to do to clean up the mess that you've given to the people of this planet for over 2,500 years now. Um, but that's enough. I do not pretend that I'll be able to tell you the entire truth because that'd be pretentious from my part. I don't know exactly the extent of what happened in many, many countries, but I can tell you that if we don't act now, what we're going to end up with is going to be really ugly. Um, there is an active agenda for depopulation. It is happening right now. Um, they will use any piece of technology that they had, and what you know as technology, the latest thing is way backward than what's truly been hidden from you. We are now talking about direct energy weapon. We're talking about them being able to create tsunami. We're talking about them being able to create earthquake. Really, if we don't stop them, they have the mean to split this planet in pieces, and I will not tolerate that. I am alive now. I am aware of what's going on, aware of their capability, and I say no. I say no in the name, like the certificate I read to you earlier, in the name of everyone which has entrusted me. And I consider that a gift from the people of Canada each and every month of the year where I receive this useless piece of paper, but it does say on it Government of Canada. It is addressed to me. I am the owner of the Government of Canada, even though now it's a private corporation that they've hijacked. It is still mine, no matter what you've stolen from me and no matter how you change it. I'll give you an example the other way. If you steal my car and you put the latest radio into it, and I know it's you and I get it back, I'm not going to give you back your radio. I'm going to take that car as is. It is mine. You've stolen it. So Canada is mine. It is my country. I will never, ever obey the government in any way, shape, or form unless you hit me on the head or you put a gun into my head. Then, yeah, I'll probably obey and live to fight another day. But the burden's on you. So that's why I don't give a fuck. If you kill me, the burden's on you anyway. And I'll take you to the end. I will challenge each and every of the 7 billion people on this planet to prove me wrong, not to state their opinion. I don't give a fuck about your opinion, just like you don't give a fuck about mine. But if you do prove to me that I'm wrong in all my research and I was not alone and all the fact that I can prove, well, I'll shut my mouth. I'll apologize before I do that, but like I said just a little bit earlier, in 5 years of debate, no one has taken on me. No one can withstand what I've done. No one can surely oppose. And I don't need them to tell them that I'm right. I know I am. And it is not, once again, my opinion. I leave the judgment to other people to judge my action, and lots of people have been doing that. They were maybe not in favor of me, but they didn't oppose anything. So that's all I ever needed. A strong opposition on this matter is not really possible. All the defender of the actual status of Canada would only be lying more, and as they cannot prove anything. And as for our Supreme Court action in Ottawa, uh, we've summoned something like, I may be wrong in the number. I would need to check my request to appeal, but I think out of memory we've summoned 22 parties to come and defend the appeal, and no one showed up. So we've got a default judgment out of that 30 days later. Not a single one, and not the smallest party. I didn't summon a regular citizen. We've summoned the government of the national state of Quebec, the Bar Association. We've summoned all the big names that we could found. No one showed up. Out of 25,000 lawyers in Quebec, none can take me on. I remember once we had a conversation with the appeal chief judge. We were standing in a lawyer's office, and I still have that recording, by the way, but it's in French, so even though I would share here, you may not understand it. But they understood clearly that we knew that these people were traitor. Like I said earlier, I had the criminal trial not so long ago, and I took it straight into their face, and they backed down. Same thing happened when right before the Supreme Court, the person, it was not me, even though I was registered as a party. Someone else took the battle onto their turf. They were in front of the Quebec Appeal Court. This small lady, her name is Angèle Prince, so you know, she accused them of being traitor, and they yield to her. They simply standed up and left the court. So that's all we needed to know that we were right. Um, Once again, it's absolutely not a question of opinion, because if it was my opinion that I would be stating here, the world would be totally different in a hurry, in a way that you cannot even imagine. Uh, if I'd share my opinion, then I'd probably be locked up somewhere and never to be found again. So that's why I will not do that. I will stick to the facts, and I'd like you to hear them, understand as things are. Don't be scared. If you don't know what to do, the best solution is to actually do nothing. And when I say do nothing, it is really that. Uh, it's not to go to work. It's not to have any interaction with the so-called government party, which is fake, or any other private corporation. Don't even go for a burger at McDonald's. That is doing nothing. And I have a strong feeling that if all 7 billion of us would just sit down for only one day, and even a shorter time, the idiot who think that they are the power, who think they have the power, they would run so scared that they would throw themselves onto their yacht and never to be seen, because they'll be in the middle of the ocean. Um, I know they can ruin this planet by shutting down the transport company, which they are owning. They have many ways of doing that. They can, from one day to another, shoot down or turn off every utility. But what's worse is that they can hire for fake money, fake phony money, which is worth nothing. They can hire mercenaries who think that because they're following orders, because they're being paid, oh, I'm just doing my job. Well, I have bad news for you. In 1946, there was a 46, 47, there was a trial. It was held at Nuremberg. If you don't know, it's a small town in Germany. And people like you were found guilty. of crime against humanity. So this is not my judgment. It is a common law judgment that was done back then. It is still valid today. You are the same party, eh? When I think about big criminal company like Bayer, BASF, Kraft, Volkswagen, you're utmost guilty. When I think about the European Union and the bank there, it is all Hitler's dream, but Hitler was just a puppet. He was a bankster puppet. We all know now that he did not die in Berlin in 1945. He died in 1956, if I remember right, in Argentina. We found his home. The only thing we haven't found is his actual grave, but he's probably in an anonymous grave deep in the forest. So good for him. I don't give a fuck about you. But he was just a puppet. He used the printing press to print Reichsmark. He's paid his army with that, and those are the fool who thought that this money was worth something when it was in fact not. But when you look at the roots of Hitler rising to power, you quickly find that company like Ford, the motor company, is utmost guilty. Banks from New York, the Bush cartel, Bush's grandfather financed Hitler. It is fairly clear now. He was even found guilty of that. So, yeah, we know the drill now to deal with stupid little fascists who think they're the best in the world and they can tell free people what to do of themselves. Well, bad news for you. You cannot tell me what to do, and you cannot pay me enough. All of your money in the world is worth nothing. I have no trust in you, no faith in you. I will not swallow your lies anymore. I will not watch your TV. I will not eat your fucking poison that comes from Monsanto. I prefer not to eat at all, even if I have to die of starvation or eat grass, but grass is as corrupted as everything else because you're spreading chemtrail over our head. You're using ARP. You're using the 5G grid. There is nothing good about this international cartel. We need to take it down in a hurry by doing nothing to participate in it. If you're so scared, just like I said earlier, do nothing. I will not stop until the day that I die, and I will gladly die for freedom. And why? Because I will leave this world with dignity and honor, just like I left the military. And I cannot live on a planet which is ready to backstab his neighbor for $5, because that's what life is worth around the world. If you go to South Africa, you can command a murder for that amount of money. But the funny part, and it's not so funny because we're talking about murder here, is that those $5 are worth nothing. They're not even worth the paper they're printed on. We know you can manipulate. It's not you can. We know there is no free market. There was never such thing as a free market. The cartel is now exposed. The lie are now being exposed. You are running out of puppet to put in front of us. And even though you will find more puppet which are willing to sell for a bunch of dollar, which again are worth nothing, but they'll just go down faster than the previous one. And we know that you will not stop. You're too deep into your cult of death. There is no way back for you. You will not be pardoned. There is nothing you can do to save yourself or soul. I do not personally own jail, and beside, I don't believe in jail because if it ever changed anything, it would not exist, just like voting. I have never voted in my life because I always felt that by voting, I would give my power away to a representative. That's no way. I am old enough to talk about myself for myself and not let other do that. I also am in love with freedom. I will not concede a centimeter of freedom. You cannot take it from me. I have also my free will, which is utmost important. I know what you're capable of. I am saying no, no, and no. And then from that point, there is nothing you can do. And it's up to everyone who lives in Canada to finally understand that you've been lied to, even if you cannot expose it yourself or understand the total lie, because even I, who studied it for now, well, 10 years and acted in public for 5 years, I cannot understand and expose the extent of the lie. It is too big, it is too deep. But for as long as you understand that there was a lie, you stand a chance for yourself to save your soul and not follow those stupid idiots who have sinned, who has sold themselves. I'm not into religion, but if I was to speak about religion, they've sold themselves to the devil. They are a satanic cult under the Luciferian doctrine of Aleister Crowley, which come from what's her name? A Russian woman, Blavatsky, something like that. We know you come from the Society of Thule, which was the Illuminati Bavarian branch from the 17th century. We know all of that. We know it goes much deeper. We also know that you've lied about all of history. Uh, it is now appearing clear that you've added 1,000 years to the human history out of nowhere, just to, well, God know what reason, uh, and that all you've got is lie. Your books are lie. Everything you've served to us at school are lie. All school are good for is to teach little children to be little slave. Ask nothing, just obey. Be there from 8 to 5, and you'll be a good worker. They want people just like you, just like me, to be intelligent enough to press on the button and fill the paperwork, but not for you to be intelligent enough to ask any question. So that's where you stand. If you want to take it back, just start by asking yourself, not them. They'll not answer. They have not answered anything to us in 5 years. Anything. So we must be on the right track, right? And so ask yourself if you would like to swallow another day of lie. And if you do, well, I'll have no problem to put you into the zombie basket, just like the zombie that you are. You can return to play game, ignore my channel, ignore the truth that you're walking on a train track. I am the train. I've already run over you, and I will not stop nor turn back for you. This is the only track for me. I cannot go elsewhere. If you're walking on a train track, you're guilty. So if you tolerate lies, you're guilty. I will not quit this world with a guilty conscience. I will gladly quit it just now. If a liar wants to come and blow my door apart, I don't give a fuck. He's a liar. He's gonna come back in dishonor and live the hell that he created. I know I am never coming back to this planet. I came here to kick ass, to spread the truth, to die for freedom, and there's nothing else. What I look, how I live, the color of my eyes, the tone of my voice, the you don't like my face, the size of my nose. I don't give a fuck. I don't like you either. I know nothing of you. For me, everyone's a zombie. And even though I have respect for you as a human being, even the zombie one, I do not hate anyone. I do not advocate for the usage of violence. Quite the opposite. I'd like everyone to just sit down, love your wife, love your children, love your pets, grow a garden, and do nothing else. If everybody does that, that means that the people just like you, the people who work in banking, which will not be saved in the end. They will not claim your mortgage. No one will come and claim anything from you. It's just going to stop in a hurry. You won't you won't be in trouble for not paying your car payment or not paying electricity. There's a couple of service for which some people cannot sit down, one being electricity. I realize we are in Canada and that here in the Rockies you get -50 during winter and even worse. So if the electricity or gas service stops, I'll be in trouble just like everyone else. The only difference is I don't care. I have done my job. I have kept my oath. I will have served truth until the end. I will have done all I could against my personal interest to give you a chance to understand what's going on. If you don't like the gift, there is absolutely nothing I can do. That's why I consider most people being zombie. They will wake up in the morning, don't ask any question. They'll go and do what they do, and after work they'll say, "I'm just doing my job." Well, you've been poisoning people. You realize that you've been working for Monsanto, forcing the farmers in Alberta, Saskatchewan, and Manitoba to buy frankenseed and to buy Roundup. Well, glyphosate, which is the main product of Roundup, is, according to the president of Monsanto, not toxic. Well, you fucking idiot. I'll give you a spoon of it. Just a teaspoon. Come on. Prove to the world that this fucking shit, which comes from Agent Orange, is not toxic. Swallow it. We'll study you and see what happens with your fucking Roundup. Um, and We don't need your shit. We've never needed it, and the proof is, and it is actual today. If you want, you can check it out. The people in Cuba, I hope I'm pronouncing this right. They've been doing agriculture for 50 years without any chemical, and per hectare, per uh, square kilometer of crop, well, they've got the best result in the world, and they're not using any any toxic product. Nothing. They all come mainly from the United States, those products. And well, you know how things are. If you've studied just a little bit the world, there is a boycott of from both way. Cuba does not allow people from the United States to come in, and the United States do not allow their citizen to go to Cuba. And the funny part about that is that they've got Guantanamo, which is located on Cuba Island, and there are Americans there. So I've never understood how they could have kept a military base in Cuba. Uh, and why Cuba never kicked them out. Well, it is true that the United States have missiles and all this stuff, and Cuba don't. And they have a bunch of mercenaries who are ready to happily go and spread democracy, torture, and the rest of it into the world based on lie. Which brings me to we are in September. We've just celebrated. I didn't celebrate anything. I don't even celebrate my birthday. And today I'm the one giving gift and shit. We've celebrated the lie of the 9/11 shit that happened in New York. We happen to know that the thyroid cancer are on the rise, which is a byproduct of the usage of nuclear device. We know that is melted. That it was burning down there for over 2 years after you've taken the tower down. We know the tower down were taken by the Mossad agent. They have controlled a private company called Controlled Demolition Incorporated. I accuse you, Mossad, Israeli. I accuse you, Controlled Demolition Inc. I accuse all the military complex in the United States, Lockheed Martin's Concord, whoever you are, of if you're not, a direct part in 9/11, you certainly did something to lead into it. You've tolerated afterward. You've shut the inquiry. You've shut the people to the point to kill them, the firefighters and the rescue worker, just to shut them down. You've lied to the world for 17 years. These buildings coming down no matter what. They were full of asbestos. There was $2.5 billion worth of repair that was needed to be done in these buildings in New York. We know why you've taken them down. We know that Larry Silverstein said that you pulled Building 7. Pull is a term, a minor term, minor term to for the action of blowing something up with dynamite or other form of explosive. I don't pretend that I know everything. I will not state to you that they were playing or not, if they were using holographic device or what. I don't know about that. I don't know if they were using what's the name of the product? Termites. I have no idea about that. I am nothing close to be a chemical scientist, but I do know that Silverstein has profited for that. That the New York Port Authority is controlled by some crooks and criminals, that you've dealt the government of the United States or the corporation of fascist America, as I prefer to call it. You have dealt with the mafia in 1943 for the docks and stuff. Um, but I also happen to know that traitors were accused during the World War II period and found guilty, and they hanged for it. I have nothing to do. I wasn't there or anything. I'm just stating the historical fact. Once again, if you don't like the facts, well, I suggest you either go and check it out or ignore it. I don't give a fuck. I'll take it back anyway. And I have nothing to do with the United States whatsoever. But I do follow their past history and actual history. There are good people in this country which are realizing the same exact thing as I am now in front of you doing. There is going to be my military tribunal for treason. There is going to be grand jury for various criminal charge, uh, from pedophilia to murder. I think about Seth Rich, which has been murdered by MS-13 gang. Um, this guy is a hero for what he's done, but there are others that are stating the truth, that are as fed up as I am in the United States. And when you, who is watching this, either live or after, will have enough of being the frog in a boiling pot, you can always jump out. God damn it, you're a frog. So just get out of there. You don't know what to do. Don't follow me. Don't ask me what to do. I hate when someone comes to me and tell me what to do. So I'm not to do that to other people. I will not do upon other what I don't want to be done upon me. So that's why I'm not using any form of violence. I am free to state whatever I want, even insult, and then for as long as I'm not threatening anyone, and I'm not, I just accuse them. If you don't fit that bill, if you feel revolted by my accusation, well, I challenge you and seven and other billion people, come in front of me like a human being, and we'll talk together. And you'll realize that I have no interest in telling the truth. Um, It doesn't matter what will happen to me. The only issue of this life is death. There is nothing else. I hope to die of a natural reason, not being poisoned by Monsanto, Bayer, and other friends like this, because this is unnatural. And I wish the same to everyone. I do not wish to see anyone dying of cancer. I do not wish a shortened life based on life to anyone. I'm growing really tired of seeing more and more kids brain damage as they are born, parents which don't know what to do with it, the medical corp which is totally corrupted because they work for the pharmaceutical industry. But yeah, the good news is that you're running out of puppet. Your monopoly has been exposed all the way. It doesn't matter how one company like Bayer will buy another company like Monsanto. You're all corrupted. When you're in bankruptcy, if you merge two bankrupt company, you're not creating an healthy company. So Bayer is the children of IG Farben, which was the chemical cartel that has served the Third Reich in Germany between 1930 odd something and 1945. You were officially disbanded at the end of the war. You survived, but you're still involved into it. Your Bayer is an international criminal organization. You have been condemned here in Canada. Bayer, biggest chemical cartel in the world. Bring me your fucking lawyers. Do that quick. Come on. Trial me for defamation or anything else. I dare you. I don't give a fuck about you. You're a criminal organization, and that's it. Now I'll read the chat. There are people saying Monsanto 9/11. Well, you want to speak about chemtrail? You can check out by yourself about chemtrails just by looking at the sky. Many people have reported them. Many people are also stating that there is something deeply corrupted with the airplane industry. Some even go as far, and I'm not saying this is my opinion, by the way, as far as telling other people that there's not even a drop of kerosene to make those planes work. I don't know about that. Some people are talking about flat Earth, some other are talking about a circular. I don't give a fuck about that. I have no time to waste. What I can prove, what I can state as facts, I will. What I can report as being done by other, I will do. I have no proof about what they're spraying, if they indeed are spraying stuff, but I can see the spray in the sky, the line behind the planes. As for aliens, well, there is no way for me to prove that alien have visited this planet, uh, and there's no way for me to prove that they have not. My opinion about that is that if we human are alone in this universe, and if it is as they've told us it is, it's a complete waste of space. If we are alone, this place should not exist. There's no reason for this race and this planet to be the only one that ever saw evolution, because I don't call this evolution. My personal belief is that we are some kind of an alien experiment ourselves. There's nothing natural about mankind being on this planet, but once again, I have no proof. This is my opinion, and you don't need to follow that. That's why usually now you've asked the questions. That's why I'm taking one moment to answer. But once again, my opinion does not count. I do not speak today in public to go down rabbit hole because I don't have a flashlight to explore them. So I'll stay on the surface here. I'll stick with the law. That's what I've done for the past 10 years. I've realized, and I'd like to say hi to everyone who's just joined. Uh, this is something I can prove, for which I have not received any opposition. There is no law in Canada. The reason is because there is no lawful Canada. It's once again, because you've just joined this stream, it's a corporation. I will split my screen, share my screen. So just throw my ugly face out of the way. You don't believe me? It's written here, Security Exchange Commission. I'll put it very big so you can see. Can I come bigger? Yeah, there you go. So business address in Canada is nothing else than a business. So welcome to the Corporation of Canada, which is located 501 Pennsylvania Avenue Northwest in Washington. So I know the stream is getting long. I'm 1 hour 17 minutes into it. 5 people are watching, so thank you very much for the 5 of you. I appreciate that. Was not expecting a million people, even for when I stream games. I don't really play the latest popular game like Fortnite and stuff like that. I mainly, when I'm looking at Twitch, I'm looking for the channel with, oh Jesus, where's the, Yeah, I've moved my camera too far now. It's gone off the. That's funny. It's gone off the screen. So yeah, can I do anything about that? I'll have to reset the position somewhere, somehow. So yeah, I'm not expecting a million people to ever find me, follow me. I'm not the most pleasant person to go by. I'm very impatient. Uh, what I'm saying, what I'm talking about is not mainstream at all. I know it will be hardly swallowed, and I would like to get that camera back, but now I pushed it so far. So what can I do about that? Well, nothing. I'll correct the situation. If you just joined, thank you very much. But I'll end up this stream in a short moment. If you'd like to have a quick chat with me through the chat here in Twitch, feel free to have a say. If you just want to say hi, be my guest. I am not hoping with these type of stream to make friends. I am not looking for friends. Like I was just saying, you don't like me. Well, I'll return you the favor. I don't like you either. I don't know you. That's the main reason. Maybe if I knew you, I would, but oh, you want to hear the final truth bomb? The matter of the fact is that the Allied have lost the war in 1945. The fascists are well and alive, and just to prove the fact, now that I can share the screen, I'll go to Google. Oops. Google is not my friend, but he's still there. I'm going to look for image or picture. I'm going to type US Congress. You don't believe me? Look at the first picture. It's not good quality. Take this one. Here, it's much better. All right. This is the US Congress. I dare you to tell me what these golden signs are. Oops. So it is right there in the US Congress, the proof that the United States, or actually not the United States, but the fascist corporation of the United States, which is not a republic, it's a corporation, is fascist. They have the sign on both sides of their flag. So, and this is actual. So, yeah, and once again, the US Congress is not a part of the United States. Yeah, I have a face cam, but unfortunately, I've moved it out of the way, and now I'm not a regular streamer. I've not been doing that for so long. So, yeah, it is. Give me a sec. I'll try to put it back. I've moved it out of the way and now I can't pick it back. I've moved the windows too far. I absolutely have no idea how to bring it back. If I take out studio mode, I'm using OBS Studio if you know anything about it. This is what I see when I'm streaming. So now you see the stream and the camera is in a red square like this one. See, I can move that and I've shoved it too far. So now I cannot pick it back. No, I'm not Russian. I'm French Canadian, and I'm making this stream in English. So if you, I'll try to what happened if I do that. Now the camera is shut. This I know. Can I? I don't want to shut the stream if I can group that. I guess, and that's not what I want to do. I just now call group one. All right, I see the camera, but I see myself. Actually, I could actually share that. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Okay, so this is a projector from OBS. Thank you very much. So this is me, and this is my cat being tortured by another cat. Hold on. Here we go. Problem solved. If all problem would be solved like I'm solving my cat's problem, everything would be easy. So yeah, this is me. This is I was streaming earlier with my full face when I could, but I want to wait until the end of this stream. So Welcome to my channel. If you are a fellow Canadian, this is my gift to you. I suggest that if you missed the stream, that you go back at the beginning. Um, Thank you very much there, G4 Ray. If you missed the beginning, I am not too happy about having to do that. Let me remind you that I am a retired military. I do not do that for myself. It is my self-interest to shut my fucking mouth, shut my freaking cam, take my stupid check, pretend that this is worth something, and go about my life. But I cannot live comfortably with that idea that I accept a lie. I accept the check because I have a commercial contract with them, even though their status is not legal. I do have a contract that I've signed, and they better pay me because I'm gonna come after them. I'm already coming after them. But they better keep on paying me, and they'll never give me enough money for me to shut my mouth. There will be no amount of fake phony money printed out of thin air that will ever stop me, even though they would say to me, we'll give you all the gold in the world. Well, I don't want it. I don't have a storage, and that's complete insanity. I mean, you're digging half a mountain, you're using cyanide to take the gold powder, and the first stupid thing that you do with it is dig another hole, put a fucking door in front of it, and shove all the gold behind it. So that's complete insanity. Um, but then there are so many zombies on this planet that accept to do just about everything for dollars. Uh, and this is what, in the end, we need to stop. That is where the biggest lie is. Every people, and I think about Venezuela at the moment, their dollar was devalued over 2.5 million% facing the US dollar. Well, the US dollars value nothing. So even though you devalue 1, 2, 7, 100% or more, it was worth nothing to begin with. Only the people swallowed the lie. But what I'm thinking is those people in Venezuela, they're ready to take any amount of dollar, pretend it's worth something, so they can eat another day. Um, there are services that we cannot stop, like gas, electricity, food production, food distribution. No matter how bad things are, it's better to eat Monsanto oranges than nothing. I agree to that, but if I'm to be living life on in hell, you should have told me before you brought me here that this was hell. I may have chosen not to come to this place. So I mean, yeah, uh, everybody was lied to, and I've had enough. So this was the frigate I was serving on. This is HMCS Vancouver frigate ASW Canadian frigate 331. It is currently docked in Esquimalt. I've served on a similar ship. I was on HMCS Regina. I've swear to you people to serve you as best as I can. And what have I just done? I've shut the window. Stupid eye. Here we go. And that's what I'll be doing. Uh, so right now there are 5 viewers. Thank you very much for being here. I am certain that this stream was not a happy stream for you, just like if it's not to me. And like I said earlier, I would not do upon other what I would not accept for myself or what other would do to me. So there's no interest of me lying about this important issue. And once again, yeah, I am French, of French descent. I am known as Jeff. You can call me that way. And beside telling you the truth, I don't know what else I can do. For myself, I know I'm being paid to stay alive or to be alive, not to stay alive. That's my choice. Uh, but there will never be any amount of fake money that will shut me down. Only a bullet in the end, in the head, will do that. And we know they can do that. They've done it several times under the communist system of the USSR and China. There were nearly 300 million deaths or people suffering from this system. Hitler was far from being the monster that you are presented today. He has not organized the death camp. It is a guy called Heydrich who's done that under the order of Himmler. Um, we forget about these character. We also forget that at the end of the war, the American took over the Nazi scientist Werner von Braun, but that's only the tip of the iceberg. The most important thing that the U.S. military has taken from fascist or Nazi Germany, because there are no more Nazi today. It was a political party that was disbanded in 1945. So I laugh at anyone who just say you're a Nazi. Well, no, you can't. You have to be a member of that political party. Today we have a fascist system, but I was about to say that the most important part that the US has taken out of World War II is not Operation Paperclip. It is the takeover of the information services that the Gestapo was building on every and each citizen of Europe. It was the Richard Geilen organization that they took over. They used the OSS, which is now the CIA, to expand. That criminal organization called the CIA needs to go down, even though that would happen in the US. They are utmost guilty of a lot of things, so much atrocity that I cannot name them and I will not take care of their business. But I know that the Canadian government or fake government, really the corporation, and mainly in Quebec, which are all tied together in the end, are a condemned or guilty criminal organization. In 2015, we've made that grand jury. The people found them guilty. I have nothing to do with the declaration that these people have done. I was a prosecutor. We've took the trial all the way from our notary through all the court, through our grand jury, through the Supreme Court, and now it is the court of the people. The test of time. In 3 years, no one has said a word against our grand jury beside laughing at it, and that's no valid. As strong as I state that my opinion is worth nothing, the opinion of people laughing for before our grand jury is worth nothing. The grand jury was created on the 12th of June of the year 1215, 1215. It has 800 year and counting. And it is a common law protection for the people against the state party. It was created that way. It has worked that way. It was an historical fact in Canada that grand jury were held. The sessional paper of Canada before the coup d'etat are clear about it. There were grand jury in Canada. It is legal. Not only that, but it is constitutional. It is historical. We were well into not only our right, but our duty to do that. We've done it. And I don't like treason. I don't like being lie. I don't like being fraud. And I since I really wish for you to not swallow more lies. So before I start digressing and going down something I haven't planned. I will put an end to that stream and go check it out. If I didn't say something out that was a lie, I don't think so. I know well what I've done over the years. Once again, my opinion does not account for the truth. I would much prefer to be playing games and forget about all of this. So let me shut down the stream, but thank you very much to the viewers. Thanks to the people who will be watching this later, and I'll try to upload if I can this stream onto YouTube. And I wish you all the best. And I wish you that you take the gift that I've given to you, putting my head on the line for you for the past 5 years. And once again, not because I like you, but there's no reason for me to hate anyone, even the traitors and criminal. I don't hate them. They were necessary so we can correct the situation. We have not seen the worst yet. They're not going to go down smoothly. They're going to take upon all innocent because that's what they've been doing for 2,500 years. So just tell me if you've had enough of the lies or don't. Tell yourself, ask yourself. And if you do swallow them, well, you'll be in the same basket. Once again, no safety in number. You go through the crematorium, and before that, you'll get your bullet. It will not be from me. I don't have any weapons. Only have my big mouth and my French accent to speak with. So thank you very much, gentlemen, ladies, children, aliens, animals, rocks, whoever you are. From the Canadian Rockies, I say bye to you. En français, je